welcome back. Today I'm talking about the best, most real violin you can play on your keyboard today. So if you saw my previous videos, I reviewed my favorite keyboard. I love this thing, my favorite piano, the most real sounding Steinway I've ever played on a keyboard, an electronic one. And now I want to share my favorite and I think the best real violin you can include in your music. That is Embertone's Joshua Bell violin. This thing will make you feel like you studied in Juilliard. Okay, maybe not that much, but it will inspire you and it just makes your music, it takes it to a different level. So I've included my Steinway, I've included that violin, and I want to show you, well, you can listen to it, how good it is and the dynamics. It's very easy to use. It's ready to go out of the box, and that's what's most impressive. Great value, worth every penny, every dollar. Not that expensive compared to native instruments. I'll put the links below and you can watch that. If you haven't seen my Steinway video, go ahead and click on it. If you haven't seen my keyboard Hammer 88 review, click on that. Let's get into it. So I think I'm going to start by playing a couple of chords with the Steinway just to give me a backbone, and then I'll add the violin and I'll point out certain things that I love about this. I'm gonna go once again with the Bocelli sounding chords from his song Pianissimo. It's a duet. I have a cover. If you haven't seen that, go watch that as well. But I'll play those chords. Very easy to make it, add that emotion, that dynamic with the violin. So let's do that. All right. All right, very basic, but it gets you into it. So let's now add. So for purposes of showing that, I'm gonna replay that, but with the violin. Let's go. I haven't modified anything from the piano, so you hear it. Only thing you need to control is the mod wheel. Keep in mind that the violin is around middle C up to higher sound. Doesn't reach cello range. All right, I'm gonna go in here. So that just adds a whole other level to your music. So I'm gonna show you really quick. It's ready to go out of the box. You can customize things, but I like to play simple, and this is ready to go. So basically, when you play a note, if you repeat that note, it will change the variation so it doesn't sound electronic. I'll give you an example. It's not the same sample played over and over again. I think that's called round robin. It actually plays a different sample if you're repeating that same note. Now, what's going to be key about playing this instrument is you need to have your left hand on the mod wheel, because that controls the dynamic and vibrato of the individual chords. So I'll give you an example. Mod wheel all the way down. Straight sound. Now I'm going to gradually increase it. You could hear from the sample that it's actually going through the bow and continuing that sound until you let go. Very realistic. Next highlight, and it's probably the best, is the legato. Very natural. So let's go. Legato is basically when you move between notes, the movement is very natural. It's smooth. It's not all of a sudden triggering a new sample. It's actually a recording of a sample that moves from that note to the next one. And they did that for every single combination. So it's very natural sounding. Let's hear that. From octaves. Velocity. It identifies that. Run sound, very natural too. When you play two notes or three notes together and it's a chord, it identifies that. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed that sample. If you haven't heard or used this library before, I highly recommend it. One and done purchase, everything you need for a violin to spice up, well, not spice up, to add that emotion and dynamic to your music. Thanks for watching.